Day 100, not 101 because I logged out as soon as it hit day 100 last time. And at first I just walked around my base making notes of what I had done and what I needed to do. And one of the things was to farm metal. So I flew off with my Argent and Cleo and farmed all the metal there was to farm on the Redwoods Mountain. And that was pretty much it for day 100. Day 101 I was looking for what I needed to craft tech items later on, and I realized I'm gonna need a lot more black pearls. So I farmed myself a bunch of scuba tanks and then set out on my itchy looking for Tusos to kill. And of course the first one I find is the alpha level 132 that I have no way of killing right now. So I kept looking and quickly found a level 144 Tuso that's too good to kill. Now you might be thinking that was pretty counterproductive because I need black pearls and I just used 50 to tame it. But Tusos are super strong, so I can use this one to kill others, especially that alpha. So I spent some time leveling up the Tuso to over 100k HP on day 102. But the thing is, with Tusos having a lot of health and a lot of damage, they take forever to heal. And I mean forever. Day 105 my Basilo and Tuso now had enough health to take down the alpha Tuso. But when I finally went into attack it, I realized my Basilo was too low and wouldn't bite the alpha. So I had to retreat and cryo my Basi. And when I went back down with just my Tuso, the alpha was gone. The dude disappeared faster than me after uploading. Anyways, I decided to stick around in the ocean looking for more Tusos to kill, and of course when I'm looking for Tusos to kill, I find one that's way too good to kill. Bruh. So day 106 I returned back out to the northeast part of the ocean with Tuso taming gear, once again using my frog as a sacrifice. And after clearing out all the random plebs around the Tuso, it's pretty easy to tame just like last time. Sadly both of my Tusos are male, so no squid breeding just yet. Hey, remember how veggie cakes require honey to craft and I need a lot of veggie cakes? Yeah, so I spent the whole day flying around and biting all the beehives I could find, hoping the one would have a queen bee in it. But not a single one did. I have to be doing this wrong. The morning of day 107, I finally decided to give up and do something else. That something else is going into the hard underwater cave. I spent about 30 minutes making my way through just the entrance tunnel, killing billions of underwater nuggets. And I thought I would be able to take down this cave on my own, but after I killed 2 squids and then saw more, I was like, nah, and I peaced out. So I spent the remainder of the day underwater killing basilos for their blubber because I needed it for the dragon boss fight. Day 108, I killed the last 2 remaining basilos I needed for their blubber. I then went to make my way back to my base, but I was too heavy to ride my Pteranodon, mostly from the black pearls, so I had to walk. Anyways, when I got back to base, I farmed a bunch of wood to craft their Xenos house because I plan to fight the alpha dragon soon. And I think it's early enough in these 100 days that if I fail the boss fight, I will have time to re-raise an army and craft all that I need for the fight again. So for the rest of the day, I crafted saddles and brought my Theries out to the red obelisk. Day 109, I brought the last few Theries and 2 Rexes to the obelisk. I plan to bring in the 2 Rexes, hoping they'll do a decent amount of damage before they die. And yes, they will die. There's no way around. But after that, I still need to get the necessary tributes to start the boss fight. So I brought one of my Rexes out towards the North Mountains to hunt Allosaurus. And I even managed to kill 2 Alpha Rexes because my arc always seems to have 17 Alpha Rexes spawned at a time for some reason. Day 110, I spent still out in the northern mountains killing the few remaining Allosaurus I needed to eliminate. Day 111 started with me getting ripped off by a yellow drop out in the snow. But I didn't fly all the way out here just for that drop. I was here to kill Uties for their lungs. And at the end of the day, I returned back to the ocean with my Tuso in search of a female Tuso to tame and start an army. And I figured I need a few Tusos to successfully complete the hard underwater cave. And being able to breed some in a safe environment rather than taming sounds a lot better to me. I was still underwater on day 112, more specifically venturing into the easy underwater cave. And now I can run this cave with a tiny dolphin, so I had no concern going into the cave with my Tuso that has over 100k HP and 700 melee. But since Ark is an immaculate game, I somehow managed to get pinned up against the wall where I was unable to hit the mantis, jellyfish, and alpha megalodon that were biting me. But somehow after the 3 most stressful minutes of my life, I managed to escape the death trap. I don't know why I still play this game, to be honest with you. It can cause me more stress in 2 minutes than the entirety of my 16 years of existence combined. Anyways, that event caused me to stay on dry land for the rest of the day, robbing beehives for honey. Days 113 and 114, guess what? I was still robbing beehives. Day 115, I emerged from the ocean after getting a lot of black pearls from killing bad level Tusos. I had so much that my PT could not carry me, so I had to walk home again. And after that, I flew out to the red obelisk and gathered some fertilized Theria eggs just in case my whole army dies and I need to raise a new one. I decided to try my luck one last time in the ocean on day 116, but I didn't find any Tusos worth taming, but I did manage to kill 1 alpha mosasaur for some more black pearls. Since I can't manage to find any squids worth taming, I might as well get to work on dry land. So I did a meta run to make sure I have a big enough reserve for it for the future, so I'm gonna need a lot of it eventually to craft tech and things like guns and ammo for the Overseer boss fight. That is if this dragon boss fight goes well. I really don't want to spend 300 days on the island. Anyways, I got a good flak helmet from a red drop while farming metal, and that was pretty much it for day 117. Now that I'm starting to have a big, or Trying to create a big aquatic army, I need an actual space where they can be out of the cryopod and passively heal. And my base is pretty centrally located, but I'm semi-close to the south beaches, so I decided to make an aquatic outpost out there. So I spent most of the day depleting Ark of its natural resources so I can create a structure big enough for my squids and eventual little squid babies. Day 119, I had a little dock made, but me and my dinos are still open to the elements and other dinosaurs, so I'm gonna fix that. Well, that took way longer than I thought it would. Anyways, on day 123, I crafted myself some more long neck bullets and farmed some more metal. I'm kind of addicted to being rich in a dinosaur game. Day 124, and I'm back in the ocean. Okay, I'm tired of this, and you're tired of this. So I'm finally gonna suck it up, and I'm not leaving the ocean no matter how long it takes.
He would later go on to break this promise in a few short seconds.
Day 125, and as you can probably tell, the last ever Fear Evolved event was active. It's so sad how Ark is about to come to an end. Nah, not really. Arc 2 on top. Anyways, I spent the rest of the day underwater killing an Alpha Tuso. And that will be the first and last time you see the Fear Evolved event on my Ark, because after day 125, I didn't play for another 3 weeks because I was suffering from severe bronchitis. Just kidding, I was just bored. After spending all this time underwater, I was running out of scuba tanks, so I made a quick trip out to the volcano for obsidian to make some more. Little did I know this would be one of the best decisions I've ever made, because a yellow drop with a ring came down right next to me with an ascendant pump with 268 damage. I also got an apprentice flak helmet on the way back to base, but that is irrelevant because the shotgun might be what separates me from failing the Alpha Overseer to killing. And when I finally got back to my base, I did a flint and stone run for spark powder to later be crafted into shotgun bullets.
Granty then spent another 3 days under the ocean looking for a damn male Tusothesis.
I'm so sick of the ocean that I've decided I'm just gonna YOLO it. I have 2 Tusos and a Basilo, each with over 100k HP, and if I play it smart, I should be able to successfully clear the cave. But none of them have full health as of now, so for the next 4 days I did meat runs and force fed my underwater dinos to get them to a somewhat high health stat. Day 134, and today is the day, but there is a level 174 right there. I'm gonna have to tame that just to see if the stats are substantially better than any of my current theories. Anyways, I threw out all of my squids and my Basilo and swam them to the entrance of the underwater cave and began the permanent eviction of the cave's inhabitants. Now that I finally have that problem out of the way, I think it's time to chill out a little bit and go tame that theory. So I farmed some narcotics, made a trap, and set out towards the green orb. The Therizino took the whole day of 136 to tame, so that gave me time to play one of my new favorite games, Enlisted. Enlisted is a World War II multiplayer shooter game. The scale of Enlisted's battles are insane, with dozens of soldiers, light vehicles, armored vehicles, and aviation. These huge scale battles are probably one of my favorite elements of the game. There's so much going on and there's never a dull moment. Enlisted also has a large focus on the historical accuracy of the gameplay, keeping it dynamic and entertaining the whole time. And you can play Enlisted on basically any console or PC like the PS4, PS5, Xbox S, X1, or your $10,000 NASA PC. Also, Enlisted does feature cross-platform compatibility, so don't worry about not being able to play with your friends. But best of all, Enlisted is completely free. So use my link in the description to download Enlisted today for free and receive a free bonus to get yourself a head start. The theory tamed basically as the clock struck 11:59 on day 136, and it was not worth taming, but at least I know now. No more distractions. It's time to kill this Alpha Dragon and set my sights towards the Alpha Overseer. So I spent the whole day of 137 getting my gear together for the boss fight. I brought over 100 veggie cakes out to the red obelisk on the morning of day 138 for my theories. And now all my dinos are ready to go, and I have all the gear I need. Time to just put the veggie cakes into the theories and start the boss fight. Let's go. Oh my god. I forgot to get the Giga Hearts. So no boss fight just yet. I still have to find and kill 2 Gigas. So I returned to my base and crafted a bunch of shotgun bullets and then set out. And this could take a while. As I was flying around searching for Gigas to kill, I remembered something. Carcharodontosaurus, or however you say it, was just added. And they share Giga spawns, and there can only be one of the 2 on the map at a time, so I sure hope no Carcharodontosaurus spawn instead of a Giga.
Shit.
Well, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I kind of have the stuff to tame it. It wasn't the best level, but it's a new dino, and it's either tame it or kill it, so I might as well tame it. Well, that wasn't really supposed to happen. Okay, now that I have sleeping bags down, if that happens again, I should be okay. And this Kakaro must have genuinely hated me because it took the whole day of me just feeding the body so I could ride it, then tame it. But when I did get on it, it got much easier. Day 141, and now that distraction's out of the way, I still have to find and kill 2 Gigas. Oh hey, by the way, did I mention my PT died when I was taming that car? So I now have to fly around the whole map looking for Gigas on an RG. Anyways, I then spent 4 days flying around looking for Gigas and collecting drops because I was still desperate for either a Rex or Theory saddle blue. But I did find a Giga at the very end of day 144. It lived for about 3 minutes after I found it. It seems after looking for 4 days, the Giga spawns were overloading because I found the second and last Giga I needed just the next day on day 145. And after brutally ending that Giga, just like the first, I now have everything I need to start the dragon boss fight. I have no excuses now, so I flew out to the red obelisk and stood there, hyping myself up for the hardest boss fight so far. Or I was probably taking a leak. I can't really remember which. Yeah, so it's actually day 146 now, and honestly, if I fail this, I don't think I'll have enough time to re-raise an army, so let's not fail this. Oh! Come on, eat those veggie cakes, boys. Oh, some of them are still at good health. This could be doable. Oh, I'm dead. Come on, boys, pull through! Yes! Yes! Honestly, the boss fight didn't go nearly as bad as I thought it would, but I was still sweating buckets during it. Anyways, now that I beat that boss, 2 things are gonna happen. 1, I need to start preparing for the Alpha Overseer, and 2, I'm making a full tech suit. I'm gonna be this island's Iron Man, but that's definitely copyrighted, so I'll have to work on the name. Anyways, I have a lot of black pearls right now for tech items from killing a lot of Alpha Underwater Dino, but I was lacking in polymer, and tech items cost a lot of polymer, so farming organic polymer isn't exactly practical, so I flew out to one of the mountains and farmed a bunch of obsidian. Day 147, and the other item you need to craft polymer with is cementing paste, so I made a quick run into the swamp cave to kill bugs for paste with my frog Kermit. And after crafting some polymer, I had all that I needed to craft a full tech suit, and of course, I made it black and white. I'm Batman. It's safe to say that tech suit will now be my primary method of travel because it sounds like I'm breaking the sound barrier every time I go zoom. Anyways, I went back to the red obelisk and got some of the Therias left over from the boss fight and brought them back to my base to heal. And at the end of the day, I flew out to the snow and farmed some oil because I needed it. Day 148, I logged in to discover I had a chibi in my inventory. I guess I randomly got given the default survivor items. But anyways, meet John Nathaniel Requise DeMarcus Bartholomew III. I'm currently the max level 105, so this chibi can help me get an extra 5 levels. And later on, I flew around for a bit, killing an Alpha Rex as well as doing another metal run because I'm gonna have to start mass producing shotgun bullets soon. I wrapped up the metal run in the morning of day 149 and then started killing a bunch of random surrounding dinos for their meat. And I was farming this meat for baby Rexes I was soon gonna hatch. The reason I need more is because you can bring 50 dinos in the tech cave to get yourself to the Overseer. And you bet I'm gonna bring all the help I can get to get myself through that cave to beat the Overseer boss. And so for the next 10 days I did something we all know and love, grinding. Now that I no longer have a PT, I've only been using my tech suit to travel across the map, as the RG is insanely slow, but with me zooming across the map sometimes multiple times a day is eating through my element supply really fast. So I want to fight the Alpha Megapithecus again for some more element to make sure I have enough for the rest of my time spent on the island. But I need to gather a few tributes for the boss, and one of them being Spinosales, so I spent the rest of the day flying up and down the island's rivers killing Spinos. The boss preparation grind continued on day 161 with me finishing up killing the last few Spinos I needed. And I then gathered my Rexes I would use for the boss and brought them out to the blue obelisk so they could have some time to wake up from cryo sickness. And that was pretty much it for day 161. Pretty uneventful. Staying on the topic of being uneventful, day 162 was spent waiting for the Rexes to wake up. I'm pretty sure I was just watching YouTube and feeling lazy. But by the end of the day, all the Rexes were awake and ready, so I started the boss fight. Now, I've already shown this boss fight in the previous 100 days, so I'm not going to make it an epic montage like I normally do, but a meme montage.
Yeah, boy.
Locked and loaded. Oh. You picked the wrong house, fool! No, don't do it! I'm joking! You better stop! Fatality.
Okay.
So yeah, that boss is super easy when your Rexes have over 50k HP and around 1000 melee. And when you bring a UD like you're actually supposed to, it's even easier. Anyways, I spotted a few yellow drops and red drops on the way back to base, so I collected those, but there wasn't really anything good in them. And now that I have 220 more element, it should be enough to keep using my tech suit for the rest of these 100 days and to use for the tech cave. Speaking of the tech cave, I have to figure out how to get 50 dinos into the door within 5 minutes that it's open. And if you've ever seen the entrance to the tech cave, you should know it's not exactly the best place to walk your dinos through, so I wanted to try something. I thought that if I could put a bunch of rafts over the lava, my dinos could just stand on the rafts and basically have a floor beneath them. I didn't really know if it actually worked, but it did.
No shot.
So until halfway through day 166, I mass crafted, placed, and maneuvered rafts to fit together to create a makeshift floor. As I said, halfway through day 166, I got done placing rafts and it looks kinda weird, but as long as it works, that's okay. Moving on, one of the dinos that I'll be bringing into the tech cave and riding the actual Overseer arena will be a Beauty. But right now, I only have a tamed Beauty, but don't get me wrong, this Beauty is really good. But I thought if I tame a high level male and breed the two, having 100% imprint on a Beauty could give me a huge advantage with being able to move faster and have better stats. So I decided I'd tame a male Yudi, but they're always a pain to trap. Well, I remembered I'm the fastest thing on this map right now with my tech suit, so I can just chase the Yudi with my ascendant long neck shooting it with trank darts. But something that would make that process even quicker would be if I had shocking trank darts. So I quickly ventured out to the ocean, killed a few jellyfish for their biotoxin, and returned to base to craft some shocking trank dart. Day 167, I was out in the snow looking for a good Yudi and killing the bad level. And at first I found a level 120 male, which was perfect, but it got deleted by some diary. But not too far away, I found a level 102, which wasn't ideal, but I can just breed it out with the better stats, so I knocked it out. And it only took about half the day to tame, and when I returned back to base, I bred the two and hatched the egg, and luckily it got both stats. The Yudi took pretty much all of day 168 to raise, as it needed 3 imprints instead of just 1 for Rexes. And I also leveled it, with of course, baby execution. The next 4.5 days were spent drop hunting. I know it seems like a very common theme in the series, and I don't like it either. But if Ark would just give me a Rex and Theria Saddle blueprint instead, this could all be over and I could be raising a Dodo army instead for whatever reason. Like, they don't even have to be good. Anything is better than primitive. I was still drop hunting on day 173, but the turkey trial event just became active. You can really see how long this took for me to record because the Fear of All event and the turkey trial event are a month apart. But with the turkey trial event came super turkeys. These little guys drop wish modes when killed for either cosmetics or Dodo Rex. But the problem is they're called super turkeys. They have tons of health, do tons of damage, and for some reason take reduced damage. Like, whose idea was that for them to do that? They already have 15k HP. Why do they take 1/10 of normal damage? A Rex that will do 1000 damage a bite to any other creature would do something stupid like 117 a bite to these little things. And then they only drop like 4 wishbones. 4 wishbones? What? Day 174, it's time to test out if my lava raft invention worked. So I crowded up a few of my Rexes and brought them out to the volcano. And later on I went back to farming for a bit by farming some meat and wood to make into charcoal. For the early part of day 175 I spent farming drops, but later on I did a big flintstone run for spark powder. I wanted to craft a lot of shotgun bullets for the Overseer in case all my dinos died and I had to fly around on the tech suit shooting the Overseer to death. Day 176, it was back to the grind. I was mass crafting gunpowder, farming drops on the surface, and in the easy underwater cave. And while I was flying around collecting drops on the surface, I stumbled across a max level Quetzal. Now, I don't really need it for anything, but you can't really just pass that up, and I still happen to have my shocking trank darts on me. So the Quetzal knocked out pretty easily, but when it fell to the ground, it quickly started getting eaten by some saber cats, which really messed up the taming effectiveness. So I thought, I have nothing better to do right now, might as well let it wake up and re-knock it out to reset that taming effectiveness. And I didn't really want to chase it around the sky again, so I constructed the most scuffed, thatch, and wood trap around it. The first half of day 177 was spent waiting for the Quetzal to wake up and re-knocking it out. I then quickly farmed a bunch of prime meat and tamed it almost instantly since all its hunger ran down from the first time. And I called the bird a B-42 bomber, which I think is a real thing.
Yes, it is indeed a real thing.
Moving on, I was starting to accumulate quite the shotgun bullet supply. The Overseer is going to stand no chance. I hope. The day 178 recording was lost to time itself, so I'm just going to say I drop hunted all day and put the most cursed arc picture I can find on screen. But I do have the recording file for day 179, and I was looking for a date on. I wanted one to quickly heal my dinos at my base or at the entrance of the tech cave. The Rexes I raised in day 149 through 159 all had a max HP of 50k HP, but they were all only like at 10k health because they hadn't healed that much yet. And healing 40,000 health in 20 days is hard to do, so I thought getting a Daeodon would really speed it up. Nothing about the tame was really that notable. It was a level 168 and I named it Dinner. Day 180 I was back out of the volcano and all my Rexes were waking up. It's time to start trying to find a way to line them up so they all could walk in one by one into the cave, but that's a lot easier said than done because Rexes have the hitbox of a semi-truck and turn radius of a planet. Day 181 I was back on my way to base when I spotted an Alpha Rex semi-close, so I eliminated it. And moving on, the tech cave is hot and the Overseer arena is freezing, but luckily Ark has some items you can craft to counteract these effects, them being Callian soup and Frya curry. They don't offer full immunity from the heat and cold, but they last for 15 minutes and give you some decent hypothermic and hyperthermic insulation, which paired with ghillie or fur could save my life. And they also produce food and water consumption, which is nice. And lastly, I made some... What? Looks like I left my RG on the floor on pass. Probably a good thing I tamed that Quetzal now. I needed to get a few more black pearls for a few tech things I wanted to craft for the Overseer on day 182. Those being a tech Rex saddle to try and knock things into lava and a spare tech suit. So I spent a little time in the ocean killing some Tusos for black pearls, and for the rest of the day I power leveled my Quetzal and flew out to a mountain to farm more obsidian for polymer. Farming with the Quetzal was much slower than the RG, but it had a lot more weight, so I guess it was kind of a trade-off. But after the obsidian run, I went into the swamp cave and farmed a bunch more paste and then crafted tons of polymer, and that was pretty much it for day 183. Day 184 I crafted the tech Rex saddle, spare tech suit, and repaired my current tech suit with the polymer I farmed the day previous. And for the rest of the day I spent it arranging my dinos at the volcano, farming meat, and accidentally fighting super turkeys, with beginning to craft stone structures because I couldn't exactly form a good line on the rafts I placed, and sometimes the rafts would glitch and the Rexes would fall through into the lava. I've already lost like 3 Rexes to this glitch. Days 195 and 186 I spent constructing a stone platform walkway for my Rexes and arranging them on it. It was super scuffed and took 2 days because I had to build through the lava, sometimes killing myself just to place one pillar. But the day 187 I thought I was doing something much cooler. Now that my PT and RG are dead, the Quetzal was my only flyer. But you can place a platform saddle on the back of the Quetzals and place structures on it as well. And I have a lot of gear that I need to bring over to the volcano, so I put some storage boxes, a generator, and a fridge on the Quetzal and put all of my Overseer gear in there. I accidentally J-whistled on day 188, meaning for 3 seconds all my dinos in the volcano tried to follow me, messing up the line. So I had to spend the whole day fixing the line, and comment if you know where my Rex with the tech saddle's name is from. Day 189. I need you guys to hear me out, please. You know what? Just watch this. I was just trying to move my Rex closer to the Daedon so that I would heal it faster. And since I got killed from mesh protection, my body poofed and I couldn't get my stuff back. So please forgive me, but I had to respawn and all my gear back in. But I tried to get it as close as the original gear I had before I lost it. I'm really sorry, but there's nothing I could do about it. And I'm not losing all my good stuff to something stupid like that. So for the rest of the day, I spent it looking up admin codes and spawning my gear back in. I know, this is a big group of days to put together right before the end, but hear me out. I was pretty much ready for the boss and didn't really have anything else to do except craft and get my Rexes saddles who didn't have any at the time. They were primitive, but it was better than nothing. But as I said, I've kind of done everything there is to do on the island, so I kind of just stood around waiting to do the boss. Day 198, and let's just get into it. I was streaming this fight as it was my first time doing the Alpha Overseer, and I figured my viewers could probably give me some help. But no more messing around. It's time to make my way through this cave, kill the Overseer, and descend off the island. Let's do it. Alright, let's send it. Too long for this not to work. Oh no. Oh no. What's happening? Wait, did I? Oh, I got him. It worked. Oh. Alright. Going back for more. Just gonna have to leave it there. Alright, I'm comfortable with this. That's actually really good, guys. Okay. Figured it out. Kills. Everything. Ooh. They all sprint, they shouldn't fall into lava. They should be able to just... What? There's another! This could go really bad. Oh, it worked. Now they're both down there. Now that I've successfully made it through the tech cave, it's time to battle the Overseer. But I don't think this battle will be nearly as challenging as the battles you can fight in Enlisted. Make sure to use my link in the description to download Enlisted today for free and get a head start. Once again, make sure to head down to the description and download Enlisted today using my link and get a head start. How big is it? Oh, it's huge. We're good. Oh. Yeah. Oh, oh, he's on top of me. No thanks. Can I move? I'm encumbered. Oh, what did he turn into? What did he turn into? Monkey, monkey, monkey. Why is my... Hey guys. Attack him. Poor mother. Grimlock got launched. This is the one I'm worried about. Yes, 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 he's dead. Oh, he's so low. I want the kill. Oh. That was like really easy. Like nothing died. Oh, music, music, music.